Hello and welcome to all students. In this lecture, we learn about measures of central tendency and we study about the Ogive curves. In the previous lecture, we studied about how to construct a Ogive curve of Ogive curve for a frequency distribution. In this lecture, we will study to construct a Ogive curve of more than type. In the previous lecture, we studied how to construct an Ogive curve for less than type. So, outline of our lecture is introduction, Ogive curve, then types of Ogive curve that we have seen in the last lecture, previous lecture, and construction of Ogive curves. Some examples on Ogive curves. An Ogive curve is also called as cumulative frequency curve. It is a type of frequency polygon that shows cumulative frequencies. The cumulative percents are added on the graph from left to right, and Ogive graph plots cumulative frequencies on the y-axis and class boundaries along the x-axis. We see the use of Ogive curves. An Ogive curve or Ogive graph is a plot used in statistics to show cumulative frequencies. It allows us to quickly estimate the number of observations that are less than or equal to a particular value. Ogive graph or the cumulative frequency graphs are used to find the median for the given set of data. The point in which both the curves intersects corresponding to x-axis gives the median value. Apart from finding the medians, Ogives are used to computing the percentiles of the data set values. Types of Ogive curves. Cumulative frequency curves are also known as Ogive curves. These are two types of cumulative frequency curves or Ogive curves, namely the less than cumulative frequency curve or less than Ogive, and second type of Ogive curve is more than cumulative frequency curve or more than Ogive. In the last lecture, we saw how to find less than cumulative frequency curve. Now in this lecture, we see how to find or how to construct more than cumulative frequency curve. Method of constructing more than cumulative frequency curve. Step of constructing more than cumulative frequency curves. In the first step, in this case, we have to prepare a more than cumulative frequency table. This can be prepared by adding frequencies from bottom to top continuously, along with the lower limit of the classes. We plot the points by taking lower limits on x-axis and more than cumulative frequency on y-axis. We join these points by freehand curve, which is a declining curve. And in the last lecture, we saw the less than cumulative curve is a increasing curve, but in this case the more than cumulative frequency curve is a declining curve. Use of more than cumulative frequency curve. To determine the number of portions of cases above a given value, it is useful for finding median, quartiles, deciles, percentiles, etc. In both less than and more than ogive curve, ogives are drawn on the same graph paper, then the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the point of intersection of both the curves on x-axis gives the median of given data. Let us take one example. Draw more than cumulative frequency curve for the following data. Data is given here. Marks and number of students are given. First column is for mark, second column is for number of students. Okay, so first class is from 0 to 10 and it has frequency 4. It has a frequency 4, means there are 4 students having marks in between 0 and 10. Now there are 6 students having marks in between 10 and 20. There are 10 students having marks in between 20 to 30. 15 students having marks in between 30 to 40. 25 students having marks in between 40 to 50. 22 students having marks in between 50 to 60. And finally there are 7 students having marks in between 70 to 80. Hence find median marks, and second find the number of students getting first class. So from this data we find the median marks for the given data and the number of students securing or number of students having first class. So let us write the answer of given question. So first we prepare a more than cumulative frequency table from the given data. So to prepare a more than cumulative frequency table, we need to construct 3 columns. In first column, we write marks more than, means lower limits of all the class intervals. In second column, we write the corresponding frequencies or number of students. And in third column, we write more than cumulative frequencies. So see here, this column is constructed from the top to bottom to top. So to prepare this table, we have to start from bottom to top. So first 2 columns we prepare very easily. They are given in our question. But for third column, we start from the last entry, means the entry from 7. So this is our entry. We start from this entry. Okay. So we start from entry this, 1 minute. Okay, we start from this entry. So last entry as it is, and we go to the upper cell. In the upper cell we observe that, so this is nothing but the addition of 7 and 11. 7 means the, okay, 7 means the cumulative frequency of this last row plus the frequency of the current row. 7 plus 11 is 18. Now in the higher class, now in the above class, in the above cell, we write cumulative frequency like this: the addition of that is the addition of 18 and 22, it is equal to 40. Okay, it is equal to 40. So 18 is the cumulative frequency of below cell or below class, previous class, and then we add this 18 into the frequency of the current class interval, and it is equal to 40. So in this way we prepare all the cumulative frequencies of, okay, all the cumulative frequencies. So in the last it is the addition of 94 plus current frequency is 4, and it is equal to 44. So first of all we see what is the meaning of, let us take any arbitrary cell and let us understand what is the meaning of this 80. It is a more than cumulative frequency 80, and it is corresponding to the marks 30. The meaning is that there are 80 students having marks more than or equal to 30, having marks greater than or equal to 30. म्हणजे 30 आणि 30 पेक्षा जास्त मार्क्स असणारे किती विद्यार्थी आहेत, तर 80 विद्यार्थी आहेत, असं याचं सिंपल मिनिंग आहे. आता पुढचं एक एक्झाम्पल घेऊ आपण. सपोज वी गो हियर. So in this case the cumulative frequency is 96. So what is the meaning of this 96? The meaning is that there are 96 students having marks 10 or greater than 10. म्हणजे 96 स्टुडंट्स, इथे 96 स्टुडंट्स आहेत की ज्यांना 10 आणि 10 पेक्षा जास्त मार्क्स आहेत, असेच. सो इन दिस केस दिस इज द मिनिंग ऑफ क्युमुलेटिव्ह फ्रिक्वेन्सीज, more than cumulative frequencies. Okay, so from these cumulative frequency table, more than cumulative frequency table, let us construct an Ogive curve. So how to construct Ogive curve we see here now. Okay, now we draw more than cumulative frequency curve by taking, that is very important, by taking lower limits on lower limits of classes or lower limit of class intervals on x-axis, means marks on x-axis, and more than cumulative frequencies on y-axis, means number of students on y-axis. Okay, so scale on, so to draw the graph on graph paper we must have to take a scale on x-axis as well as on y-axis. So scale on x-axis is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks, and scale on y-axis is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 students. So for 1 centimeter we use 10 units on both the axis, x-axis as well as y-axis. So let us construct a frequency Ogive curve. Okay, so first of all we take a graph paper. On that graph paper draw x-axis. See here a blue line on the graph paper, it is a x-axis and it is it is a horizontal line. Now next we draw y-axis, it is a vertical line, both are perpendicular to each other. Now we plot the points, or we take marks on the x-axis. Here marks are on the x-axis, and then number of students means cumulative frequencies of more than type are on the y-axis. So let us give the scale on the x-axis: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90, 100, 110. Okay, scale on the 120. Scale on the y-axis is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, 100, 110, 120. Okay, so these are the scales on the x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we are putting marks, and on y-axis we are putting cumulative frequencies more than means number of students. Okay, so now we plot the graphs, marks versus number of students. Okay, so in the cumulative frequency table, in the first row we have entry for lower limit is 0, and corresponding cumulative frequency is 100. So we plot first point 0, 100 on the graph paper, and you will see where is that point. So see here, that point is here. Here is the point with red spot. Okay, now we plot the next point. So in the cumulative frequency table, from the next row, second row, the marks are 10, and corresponding cumulative frequency is 96. So 10, 96, we plot that point on that graph. So can you guess where will be the 10, 96? So 10, 96 will be somewhere here. So let us guess where is the position of 10, 96. So 10, 96 will be somewhere here. So you will observe that 1 minute here. Okay, so see here, yes, right there. So 10, 96 is the point here on at that position. Now next point is 20 to 90. So 20 to 90, that point is here. Okay, our third point, we are plotting all the points on the graph. Marks versus number of students. Number of students means cumulative frequencies. Okay, now in this way we plot all the points on the graph, and finally we join all these points by a smooth curve. Okay, and that curve is here. That curve is called as Ogive curve more than type, and it is a declining curve. Okay, the values of y-axis, or this curve is decreasing curve. We can say, in other words, it is a decreasing curve, not increasing. It is a decreasing curve. Okay, so now this is the Ogive curve, or more than cumulative frequency curve. Okay, now we have to find the median. So how to find median, we will see now. After drawing curve, we have to find median, means second quartile of given data. But how to find second quartile? We know that to locate second quartile Q2, we find the observation with number n by tooth. So we have to find the n by tooth observation, means here n is 100, n is 100, means total number of observations are 100. So 15th observation, so 50th observation we have to locate on the y-axis. For on y-axis, from 50, draw a horizontal line and it will cross our OQ curve at some point. From that point, drop a perpendicular on x-axis. The foot of the perpendicular is nothing but Q2, that is median of given data. Okay, so let us find first median for the given data. So first of all, to find Q2, we have to find the n by tooth observation. So n by tooth observation means, so on the y-axis the observations are given. So n by tooth means 50th observation. So where is the 50 on the y-axis? We first about draw the line or horizontal line from the 50 on the y-axis, and it crosses to the point, here on the OQ curve. So from this point we have to drop, a let us change the color for, okay, so from this point we have to drop one vertical line, or we have to drop a perpendicular on the x-axis, and the foot of the perpendicular is nothing but the median of the given data. So let us drop this. Okay, here, see here, this is the perpendicular. We dropped on the x-axis, and you have that the point with yellow color is the median of our data. And can you guess the value of the median? So see here, yellow color point is at 40.50, sorry, so color point, the value corresponding to the point yellow is 46. Okay, so 46, median is 46. बघा 40च्या पुढे किती घर आहे तो पॉइंट, 1 2 3 4 5 6 घर आहे, म्हणजे तो 40 + 6 is 46. So 46 marks is the median of our given data. Okay, so in this way we found a median of our data. Okay, so median is 46. So you can see now, thus graphical value of median is 46 marks. Okay, now to find number of students having, now second part is, now to find number of students having first class, that is marks greater than or equal to 60. So how many students are there with marks greater than or equal to 60, that we have to find. Okay, for that draw vertical line through point 60,1. So 60,1 is the point on x-axis, and from that point we draw one vertical line, and that vertical line will cross to the curve at some point. So from that point again drop a one perpendicular on y-axis and see where that perpendicular meets on the y-axis. The foot of that perpendicular is nothing but the total number of students securing marks greater than or equal to 60, or the number of students with first class. Okay, that we will have to do now. Okay, so let us do this thing. So in this graph we draw one vertical line from the point, from which point we have to draw a vertical line. So I will show you from the point from this point we have to draw one vertical line, and it will cross to our curve at some point, and again it will cross our curve from the at point here. Okay, and from that point we have to drop one perpendicular on y-axis. Okay, so that we have to do. Okay, now see here I drawn a vertical line. See here, from the 60 it crosses our oblique curve at this point. Okay, and from this point again draw one horizontal line. It crosses our x-axis at this point, and we see what is that point, and you can observe that this point is 18. So there are 18 students securing first class or having first class. Okay, so what is the value of that point is 18, 0,18. Okay, so 18, there are 18 students having marks greater than or equal to 60, or there are 18 students having first class. Okay, so thus the number of students getting first class is 18. So for any query you can contact, and let us stop our lecture here. Thank you very much.